I'm going to put this in immediate context in the off chance that some civil defense attorney at this late date decides to stage an attempted rescue of me from King Crimson, who are criminally insane. I'm writing this retort to my circumstances after watching Piers Morgan's recent interview with Aaron Omar and Reverend Shmuley on the subject of Gaza. And somebody with good psychology grasp might be able to understand in evaluating this what it is that was in the mass media gaslighting system that's being used by Ringo, Eno, and Fripp to manipulate me psychiatrically so that I'm driven into a corner to respond to these criminally insane fabrications that come from Yoko Ono and the Gestapo in Seattle. I call them the Gestapo because they tortured me and murdered people. They rip or murdered a bystander. I don't know what else to call them. You could say in the context of Nazism, rip or murdering somebody is an administrator. Torturing and poisoning somebody is not Gestapo. Okay, Piers, calm down. This is what I believe from the education I got from that video. It's something I've been trying to explain. It's been very difficult, and I hope it doesn't elude me while I'm trying to explain what it is I think I realized. First, it's a two-tiered arrangement by Seattle and Pittsburgh. The Democratic Party establishment servicing Yoko Ono. The first tier is that they would not admit that Gail Carolyn Burston's letters are about the AIDS attack, and the arrangements surrounding Mount Desert Island confirm that. Because they don't want to fight Israel, and they don't want to say this little gaggle of Jewish extremists were like the Nazis who released a virus that killed millions of people. They don't want to say that. That would be the honest thing to say. So the second tier is that they say, why that for me, that would be better. Since I've made clear, I've presented all of the evidence, it's not my responsibility to do anything else. They say, because we can't man up, because we're quimpers, because we're cringing wheedles of backbiting face lies, because we lied through the teeth to allow this to happen and defend that this happened. We have to have something else to play about it. So they play the claim that they have to kill me for threatening Leslie Katz. And they make up this story about me threatening Leslie Katz. And they call it a godsend. They say, oh, it's rape and neurocompulsion from drug use. Now, they make all sorts of claims on the franchise that they invented. You know, you have suddenly it doesn't even matter that none of that is true. Only that I'm a white, and being a deaf white is still 3/5 of a man, so I'm equal to a slave only in name, because the slaves have never been redressed. That's, if there is a level tier 3, that's what comes into play. Get him out of here. Get him out of the way. This is our franchise. So that's where you come to. These 3 tiers. Mostly 2 tiers. The first tier is that Gail Burston did what she obviously did. And the evidence is clear. And they refused to man up. So they have to attack me and justify it and make up these stories. Now let's see if this is where the truth comes through. Seattle has no self-respect. Piers Morgan has not one iota of self-respect. None. Zero. Zero. And I will show you that this is a fact and that this is true. None. He has zero self-respect. None. Now I will show you. Stop interrupting me, Piers. Stop interrupting me. Let me finish. Give me 15 seconds. Let me finish what I had to say. Would you please give me another minute? I'll wait. Go on. Can I please finish? I'm going to prove that you have not one iota of self-respect. Seattle and Pittsburgh have not one iota of self-respect. All of these buzzards knew that I was not dangerous, and they made up a story because they had to, because they have no manhood. They can't just say, we know that happened. We know these people were responsible. We don't want to fight them and deal with it. So we're going to let Jimmy Creary go. We're going to pay him for his work and his injuries. They can't do it. They have no self-respect. Zero. It's void. So what they do instead is they hire a hottie from Milan with big boobies to come on to me and give me her virginity, which falls right into the pattern of the Two Virgins Pussy Ball War game that was put on with the help of the U.S. military's NAACP and the Russians, which shows and confirms that the NAACP and the U.S. military's NAACP and Russians went along with Gail Burson because they knew what she was doing. And Pierre Morgan says, no, that's not why we're spying this. We have no self-respect. I agree with you, Pierre. That is the truth. You didn't know. Therefore, you have no self-respect in lying about it. So you should just have the decency to let me go and pay me for my work and my injuries. Okay. So they take and they give this hottie to me to break my heart, to tear my soul out, to ruin me, to make me vulnerable to all of their lies and hatred and smears. Give Ringo Starr what he needs to rip and murder bystanders, not like the Gestapo. To torture a witness, not like the Gestapo. To terrorize my family, not like the Gestapo. To use media hypnosis, not like the Gestapo. They put a virgin in the bed of a man who they say they believe might be dangerous. Not one of them has enough self-respect to admit that they all knew I wasn't dangerous to anybody. And they used me and tortured me and gaslit me to try to make me, as they put it, look like a tea kettle going off. Oh, why are you beating me? Why are you beating me? See, he's upset.